Obviously, that was a pretty overwhelming run you guys started off with there.
I think just first half, I felt like we didn't bring the energy, and they brought the energy with their shots and, their physical presence on defense. I think second half we was just ready, and we just prided ourselves on, just being ready in the second half and just bringing the energy.
For Jaden, you didn't get a couple of calls there fairly early in the second half, and then you just kind of went off. Did you get angry?
I did. I usually, Eric can vouch for me. When I don't get a call or an obvious call, I kind of get mad, and I just take it out in the game for real. That's all I really can do. So, I just kept playing, and my Eric says all the time, just keep playing, and that's what I did.
Eric, last week you talked about playing with a sense of urgency. Early in the second half, you attacked the basket in the pick and roll there and had 9 points in about a 5-minute span. Was that a concerted effort from you to just be more aggressive in the second half?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. My number was called on those plays a couple times, and I was just ready to attack the rim. I knew we needed a boost in those first 5 minutes before that first TV timeout. So, yeah.
Hey, Mason, what are you guys feeling out there when Jaden flips a switch like that and takes over a game like he did midway through the second half?
It makes the game so much easier, and then it's also a lot more enjoyable to play whenever he's doing things like that. I think it takes a lot of pressure off our shoulders just to do the simple things while he's putting on a show for everybody, including us. So it's a blessing to be able to play with him. I'm glad he's on our team.
Appreciate that, man. It's a blessing to play with you too, bro.
Hey, Jaden, it seems like the last couple of games, Purdue's just running more ball screens for you. Has that kind of been the case?
I think in the last game they played zone, and circles usually come off ball screen. I think we just been running more ball screens, and I think I just been getting comfortable in ball screens, and just making the right reads. I think sometimes I make the wrong reads, but that's gonna happen, and when we're in ball screens, I just gotta keep making the right reads for my teammates.
For Mason and Eric, just the lift that Caleb and Ethan gave you guys in the first half when you guys were scuffling there, and just what did they do to kind of bring you guys back into the game?
It was huge. I remember Eric talking about to Ethan just how ready he was from the get-go. I think he came in, not for sure, there was one stretch, however much time he played, but he got 5 points real quick. And that was a huge jump for us. Caleb had a couple of rebounds, just simple things like that, helping the team.
Yeah, I think in a game like that, as a leader, I just try to tell people, just come in the game and play hard, especially in a game like that, where, that's the first thing you have to do is play hard, scrap. And Ethan was cutting hard and being in the right place, and it ended up working out for him. Same thing for Caleb. And he missed out on a tip dunk that didn't go. That was unbelievable.
Jaden, you're 9 of 12 in the second half, but only 2 of those buckets were from 3. Did you make a more conscious effort to attack the rim in the second half? And if so, why were you able to be successful doing that?
I think, just in ball screens, just reading what the defense, gives me. And, it's my job to attack. And if I don't have anything, I play off 2. And then, I know my teammates are open because, everyone's seeking in on me. So it just makes it easier, to find my teammates. And I think I've just been doing a better job of that as the season, progressed. And, I just got to keep doing that. And, the threes will come. I just try to, whatever, the defense gives me, just, taking what's comfortable for me.
For Eric, did you guys do something better defensively in the second half, or was that simply a product of not turning the ball over as much and Plummer not making horse shots?
I think it's a little bit of everything right there. But I think it was more of us. I think, with Plummer, we were there a lot more. We had a hand when he was.
He was just hitting tough shots, for real.
Yeah, he was. At first, yeah, he was. That step back in the corner was a very tough shot. But, we had, small little breakdowns before he would get shots like that. So we just kind of cleaned those up. And I think it just led us to be more successful on him, especially.
You guys are tied for the lead in the Big Ten now after this win. You've won 6 in a row, I believe it is. What is this kind of where you expected to be at this point in the season, and what's going to take to finish this off?
You know, we obviously had our goals before the season, and Big Ten was one of them. And just after we lost those games, there was no doubt that there was the same goal. We just had some faults, and everyone loses games. And obviously we didn't want to lose games, but it happens, and we just got to keep going. I'm just so proud of our guys. We just kept fighting, each and every game, and we just got to keep doing that to the end. And whatever outcome is, we want to be Big Ten champions. So.
Eric, Jaden said you would vouch for him on playing mad. Do you see that from him before, and if so, what brings it out?
I mean, the refs bring that out pretty quickly. They do that for us. But I mean, I think I'm kind of the same way as far as like you get angry during the game, you kind of play better. It's just about channeling that anger to the right stuff, and I just try to stay in his ear about just keep going. Don't worry about the refs. You're gonna get the call. It's early, and just little stuff like that, just to make sure he channels it the right way.
Eric, now the quick turnaround to go to Michigan on Thursday.
No doubt.
After this emotional game and everything that went in, I mean, how do you guys get yourselves back into the same mindset?
Well, think about this one tonight, celebrate it a little bit, I guess, whatever. But we leave tomorrow, so as soon as we come back in here in the building tomorrow, it's about Michigan and just cleaning up on just watching film, cleaning up on the mistakes that we had from the last time. Because we won, but it was definitely not perfect.
Mason, I asked Matt the last press conference about you, and he talked about you're the most efficient player in college basketball. What does that mean to you to have your coach talk like that and have all your teammates kind of be there for you?
It's a huge thing. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. It's kind of a hand-in-hand thing. They make me better, I make them better. So the biggest thing is we just got to keep moving on one game at a time, improving, and win this Big Ten championship.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Oh, and Mackey tonight was amazing.
Oh,
Appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for coming out.
Y'all
Yeah,
was
that's
nuts,
right.
man.
That was real loud. We
Y'all
loved
was
it.
nuts.
We appreciate it.
One of those nights. Give a lot of credit to Purdue. We're not going to win many ball games when Trent Frazier, Jacob Grannison go 4 for 15, DeMonte Williams goes 1 of 6. We're not going to be very good and win many games, but we hung in the first half. I thought we found some composure and made a run late to take a lead. One thing Matt's done of late is he's just quit screwing around. Just give the ball to Ivy and get the hell out of the way and screw all the rest of the guys and all the post ups and everything else and that's what they look like. That's for anybody who doesn't know what a pro looks like. That's what they look like, and so it's our intent coming in was to take away threes. It's what we do at a really, really high level. And we didn't do that. So you can't give them, Ivy twos and the other guys threes. And we're really good in our ball screen coverage. We're one of the top teams in the country at it. That got exposed tonight because we go home and we don't give up threes. But there's a reason they're the number one offense in the country. They've got great players, and they had a great player tonight that took over the game in the second half.
Brad, you obviously have a very good team this year. What have you learned about your team, and what kind of gear do they need to hit to beat the teams like Purdue or Arizona that are top 5 right now?
I think we haven't been whole, so we're still trying to figure out, certain lineups with Bello back. I thought he played really well. RJ Melendez was terrific. He's gaining minutes. But we're good, tonight was a night where they were better, and they deserved to win the game. I'm really disappointed in our rebounding, our effort. We've gotten really soft in that area and non-competitive, and we've got to get that handled. But again, it was we're a good basketball team. It was an off night. We're 10-2 coming in. We're still in a really good place, and we've got had one of those nights where, again, and give Purdue and Matt's crew a lot of credit. We didn't shoot the ball well. They had something to do with that.
Coach, when a player is obviously going off like that on you and taking over a game, what's the discussion like around the bench area on how to slow him down? Do you throw multiple guys at him? Do you make him go left? What kind of was discussed to try to slow down Ivy?
When you watch a pro game, really good players are really hard to stop. Sometimes they just make shots, and we live and die with forcing twos, and hard twos. And even though Ivy got going, he turned it over a couple times. We did some good things. Where compared to the first game, I was willing to give 50 post ups if they wanted them. I didn't care if they threw the ball into those guys every single trip. We can guard that. We can contest that, and we stay matched up, and we stay in a good place. And they're twos. Those were hard, and they sprayed it, and then you compound that with the 3-point shooting, and we were in a tough spot. But he goes right better than he goes left right now, but not by much. And it doesn't matter when you're that athletic. It's pick your poison.
Coach, Jaden, you mentioned it. He's going to be a pro. You guys had Io last year, and he kind of exemplified what a pro was going to be like. Did you guys kind of get a taste of your own medicine from what Io did to the Big Ten last year to what Jaden did to you guys?
I think there's a lot of them in this league. It's not a taste of your own medicine. Io is a pro. He was a really good player, and we utilized him in ways that is very similar to what Matt's doing with Jaden. And it's nice when you have him, and when you can capitalize on that. He's in my opinion. We played Arizona. He's different level athletically than anybody we've seen, and it's in a long time. Might be as athletic as anybody that's been in this league. In my time here, maybe the one kid at Michigan State, I'm drawing a blank with his name, but Jaden's so good with the ball. That's what they look like.
Kofi got caught a little too deep a couple of times. Would you say that the timing and the spacing between him and Bello is just a little bit rusty right now?
No, I think I called one of the worst plays ever to start the half. Even though we scored, and I think that we've been less of a ball screen team, obviously without Bello, but we got what we wanted. We got downhill. We had some uncharacteristic turnovers early out of those things, but it's one of the things that it's one of the few things that Purdue doesn't do well is their ball screen defense is not very good. I mean, they're 200 and something in the country or right there, and we couldn't exploit it. And again, so maybe they're getting better, but they don't have many weaknesses, and that just happened to be one.
Brad, watching Trent Frazier for all these years, it's no surprise that he's tough and came back in the ball game. But what did it say about him coming back after that scary moment?
Yeah, he wanted in, so he let the kid come back in, and he's a tough kid. I give a lot of credit to Purdue's bench. They all have tremendous respect for Trent, battling him for 5 years and asking how he was doing, and I don't know the extent of anything yet, but yeah, I mean it's great to see Trent get back in there.
Brad, understanding what Purdue's capable of doing offensively, 1.5, I don't think we've seen a half like that defensively out of you guys in some time. Is that surprising to you, just given how much you talk about defense traveling, and what went wrong there, do you think?
They're good. They had their night. They had a really good night. They're the number one offense in the country for a reason. And we've got to learn to fight. We've got to find guys that can withstand that. It's really hard when you get guys. I'm telling you, they play really good defense in the NBA, and guys still make shots. Tonight was that night. We all know Trent Frazier has shut literally the whole country down at some point. Tonight, that kid made shots and was terrific. Not going to make too much out of it. We're not going to change a whole bunch what we do. We've got the number one ball screen defense in the league. We've been one of the top defenses in the country. We were 18th coming in. They had their night.
Brad, to start the second half, Eric Hunter had 9 points in 5 minutes. How much did that maybe change the complexion of the game right there?
Huge. Yeah, he's one of the guys that, he's a veteran, and they went right at us. Got a couple layups, off a back screen, and Kofi got hung up. But you can't give the other guys, and I call them role players for lack of a better term. You can't let him and Gillis and those guys beat you and hurt you, and they did. They hurt us.
Coach, it looked like you played behind Zachy quite a bit. Is that by design, or would you rather deny the post-entry pass?
Oh, that's death. How many dunks you want to give up if you front him? Yeah, you're playing dead behind him and making him. And I thought we did a great job on Zach. Zach got a couple of dump offs, and when you've got that size and you don't have to jump to dunk, you can't give him unobstructed views of the rim. I thought we did a pretty good job on him tonight.
Brad, back in the back. After Andre had some limited minutes the last couple of games, what do you feel like he gave you today? 21 minutes on the court, and is this Andre of old, in a sense?
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, I mean, kids had 5 practices literally all season, and or 6, and we've been in this, every 2 games stretch here, here in the last week where. The day after the Indiana game, after winning in Bloomington, we had literally a walkthrough, and guys are playing, especially that starting group's playing a lot of minutes, so he's not getting on-court activity with them. Now we've got a few days, so hopefully we can continue to grow that. But he's had 5 or 6 practices all year, and so his conditioning's coming on a treadmill, and it's not coming with timing and game-like situations.
Brad, you guys only shoot 10 of 28 in the second half and 1 of 10 from 3. How much of it was Purdue's defense improving in the second half and you guys just missing open shots?
Got a lot of open shots, didn't we?
I thought so. That's why I asked, yeah.
Yeah, so we felt pretty good about, like I said, when Jake and Trent and DeMonte have a night like they did where we didn't make shots, you're not going to win. And there's 1 or 2 maybe that I'll look at and really question, but I felt really good about him. I mean, Jacob Grandison sat in front of our bench and nobody even ran at him, and he's a 50% three-point shooter for them, and he missed it. I mean, I watched Jake make 36 threes in a row the other day. So it just didn't go in.
Coach, I ask you at Big Ten Media Days, fans in the stands. I mean, you travel around the country. How nice is it to see? I mean, granted, it was tough tonight on the road, but, you know, being at home and seeing fans again enjoying this game, what's that mean to you?
It's what makes college basketball so special. It's unique, and it's we do it better. And I've been blessed in my day, being in the Big 12, being in the SEC. Nobody does it better in the Big 10. And every place you go is an unusual haunt, so to speak, and it's got a unique atmosphere. And you know, in Bloomington the other day, it was rocking. It's, you know, our place. It doesn't matter. It's unbelievable character from the fans, and the fans are intelligent, and the fans are knowledgeable, and they care. Nobody does it better than this league, and this atmosphere is, you know, right here is as good as there is in America. So we have that at our place as well, and so we're pretty. Matt and I are pretty fortunate that we've got fans that care.
Brad, given the environment, the team, what were your impressions of RJ in his minutes tonight?
He was great. RJ's been so good in practice. That's why I played him a lot the last few minutes. You know, the physicality of the game still bothers him. It's why he plays with his hands. You know, typical freshman, fouling, putting his hands on people. He's got unbelievable athleticism. Maybe not quite Ivy athleticism, but he's close in terms of his jumping and his length and some of the things he can do. He's just got to grow up, you know, as a freshman in terms of the strength. But you know, gaining a ton of confidence, and like I said, he's going to be a star in this league.
Matt Painter. Once again, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Go ahead again.
So late in the game, Jaden's bringing the ball up the floor. You're waving for him to slow down, and he goes to the basket and gets the N1. Can you just kind of walk us through that? And that kind of summed up the night, didn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, it's a advantageous scenario for us, and when he's in the open court like that. But I just thought we needed to take 30 seconds off the clock. But what do I know?
Matt, this is the importance of Caleb and Ethan in that first half while you guys were scuffling there to kind of get you back to even, and and then your main players took over from there.
Yeah, both of those guys played well. Ethan really, he hits that three, gets to the free throw line. I thought he did a lot of little things there. Caleb has 2 shots right at the rim too, knocks the 3 down, makes us 2 free throws. He really could have had a big impact right there. But those guys, it's hard. Like I always say, it's hard to be consistent when you get inconsistent minutes. But that's the life of somebody who normally comes off the bench. Like, you can play 20 minutes, you can play 10 minutes, you can be somewhere in between. You got to be able to be functional and go out there and know what's going on both ends of the court. And both those guys really helped us in the first half.
Oh. Did you play better defense in the second half, or was it more about not turning the ball over and Plummer not making a lot of really tough shots?
Yeah, we did a better job on Plummer, and then obviously for us being able to score as much as we did, it set our defense. I think those pieces really helped us. We wanted to mix up the double teams with Kofi, and wanted to attack him obviously when he dribbles the basketball, but that's hard. He just goes through guards who come down there and help. So you got to get a quick double on him, or it's just not going to work. So we mix that up to try to help. I don't know if it does or it doesn't at times, but I think that was more important than anything. Just our consistent play on the offensive end, kept them out of transition and didn't allow them to steal any points.
Matt, how have you seen Jaden, I guess, progress and mature into somebody who can do what he did in the second half there, where he just completely took over?
Right. It's for great players, especially talented players, the game will slow down for you at times. And you see tonight when he goes fast and attacks, it's got to be in space. It's got to be when you can. Then the other times he's doing a good job of boxing his man out and just keeping his poise and learning, when I can play off of 1 foot and when I can play off of 2 feet. But he just let it come to him tonight, and he made great decisions. But he stepped up, and a couple of those pull-ups are shots that he hasn't really even taken all year. He kind of shoots a floater a little bit, but he had good pull-ups. He made good decisions off of 2 feet, and then obviously when he had space, he did a great job attacking, especially in transition. But he's come a long way since the start of the year in that area. Everything was fast to start the season.
How important was Eric Hunter's opening kind of moments in the second half there, and what does he provide in terms of leadership? He spoke about encouraging Ethan to be more aggressive and helping Jaden kind of channel his anger when he gets mad at the refs. Just
right.
How does he help in that aspect? And again, just how important was his opening kind of first?
We didn't close the half on a good note. They obviously scored that basket, but we didn't play great in the last 3-4 minutes, and you can't have a tough finish to the first half and then a tough start to the second half. And he really set the tone. He got that layup right away, then he got another drive right away, and then I thought they did a good job, him and our other guys, on Plummer, just not letting him have shots. But no, you need to be able to set the tone and start that second half, and he was a big part of that.
Matt, let's stay on Eric for a minute. What's it like for you watching him step up his leadership? I've watched him grow the last few years, and he's taking control on the court and on the floor. What's that mean to you, and to see all that come together?
Yeah, you're in your last year. You have a feel, for what's going on. You've been through a lot of these experiences, and you have to show that. You have to show your experiences on the court, and he's done a good job. He's done a good job defensively. We mixed him up today in terms of who he guarded, but Trent Frazier's come in here before and just dominated us. And so we have a lot of respect for him and Plummer and their ability to get away from us. And, all of our guards, I thought, did a good job of just give them that kind of attention. And that's hard to do when you got to deal with Kofi also. And when you got a great low post player, then you got, snipers like that can get away from the defense. And I think you kind of saw that in the first half with Plummer. And Frazier can do the same thing. But those guys did a great job. I thought Eric did a great job of defending those guys and just being a leader and being there. But when you're consistent on both ends of the court, it's easier to lead.
And he's just been, really since the game at Illinois, he's been very consistent for us.
Matt, you've put yourself in a position, if you win out, you win the Big Ten at this point. I know you're looking at Michigan next, but how has this past month collectively kind of set your guys up well for the month that's ahead?
Yeah, just trying to keep our focus on the next team and understanding the most important team is us. And, just not beating yourself. We just felt like the first half in the Indiana game, we just beat ourselves. We lost our composure. We turned the ball over. And you can't do that. Purdue can't beat Purdue. And we just put ourselves in a bad position. And ever since then, we've done a much better job taking care of the basketball. Now, we've had some free throw woes. I don't know what we shot tonight, but 13 for 18, I guess, is all right. But better than 10 for 22. And so sometimes that kind of knocks their morale a little bit. We do positive things and we miss free throws, and they look at it as a negative when you made a positive play and got to the free throw line. You just got to knock them down. So, but our guys just have to take it the one game at a time. I know it's coaches talk, but it's true. Like so many things get out in front of you. But when you're 4-3, I told them in the locker room, you're not competing for a Big Ten championship. Now that you're 10-3, you are, and so you got to put yourself in position to do it. And now we've put ourselves in position, and now, we just got to take care of business. But Illinois is in the same boat we are. Wisconsin's in the same boat. Michigan State, still can get there. Ohio State can still get there. There's probably another team or two in there that, can make a run at it. So you still got to keep your focus and understand what you have to do, especially on the road. You got to be able to win road games if you want to win a Big Ten championship.
The past few games, have you kind of boiled things down a little bit to just more ball screens for Jaden?
Yes. Yeah, people go to their drop. Juwan really did a good job, Michigan, mixing it up and going zone into man within the same possessions. And so, we just tried to keep it as simple as possible. And so then as the game progressed today, once big guys get foul trouble, like now, as they're backing up and somebody that athletic is attacking them, like now they have a decision to make. They normally keep backing up. That's what they do because they don't want to get that third, fourth foul in there. But he's really, made strides in his decision making, and I think that trust is something that just doesn't get handed out, and he's really earned that trust of getting the ball in his hands. He's guilty of having predetermined thoughts like a lot of great players, and that's where they get in trouble. Don't have a predetermined thought. Just read things, go to your natural progressions. No different than an NFL quarterback. He's got his progressions, he's got his check downs, but if he says, I'm doing this no matter what, that's probably not a good decision for a quarterback to make. So just trust your instincts, read the defense, and when they overdo things, get the ball out of your hands. But be on 2 feet unless you got an angle, and he's really done a better job of just being on 2 feet and making those decisions. He's good enough to jump stop and then circle around and still make the shot, where a lot of people aren't. When they jump stop their passers, he's still a threat to score, which really puts them in a bind because they normally go back to their big at that time, if you're following me.
All right, now you get Michigan again Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
You said Saturday you had a game before you would talk about Michigan. Right. But just the challenges of playing them again so quickly in less than a week.
Yeah, well, it's the same for both teams. We both played the night. We both had a 9 o'clock start. They got to fly back right now and get back to campus. We got to fly there tomorrow. So it'll be the same for both teams. And, it was, a possession game here. It could have went either way. We were fortunate enough to get a couple stops. They were careless one time with the basketball and didn't complete a play. We deflected one and got it back, made our free throws. But it was really a possession game. So we got the utmost respect for them, and we know it's going to be a tough game.
Anything else?
All right. Thank you.